which is huge, especially with these other athletes who have been in the final before.
And that's our starting list. The athletes come out in the opposite order. So Hannes van Duysen will climb first because he qualified last. Sorato Anraku will climb last because he qualified first.
And that is that first boulder that the men are going to come out and do, starting with Hannes. That little foot slip that he already experienced is not super surprising because it seems to have been a theme throughout all of the rounds of competition this weekend.
So Hannes bumps out to that volume. Now he's got to try to find a way to fall into the volumes way out on his left. Oh, standing on the no text.
And you see how he has like such commitment to methods.
Hannes has not got a zone yet, which means he's not on the scoreboard. Tricky start for him in this competition. And we never know with the first athlete out if this boulder's super hard and very difficult or whether it's just him.
The fact that he is really good at generally this angle of climbing is a little worrisome, just because he is seeming to struggle with it a bit, where he generally does excel.
Because, I mean, Daiki, this is his third World Cup? I mean, he's a total newbie, and he's made it into the finals. It's crazy.
Yeah, so much talent in Japan.
Well, let's see how good he is at slabs.
You see he's staying up a little higher. I feel like going down low, so kind of squeezing and falling in, just kind of what I was saying earlier. I think Hannes just got trapped into matching, and that brought him so low on the hold. But Daiki doing a wonderful job right now, really reading this boulder well. Oh, and this is the little scoot up the wall here, which he is also reading very well.
Yeah, hips pressed against. That's the zone. We wait for him to use it. We can't just touch it anymore. He will have used it now, though, so there you go. The box is filled halfway up for a zone, all the way up for a top.
Now he has to force to either heel or put a toe here. Just kind of your preference on where you feel most comfortable. Clearly with that toe, he feels like he can hop up better. Oh!
It's amazing the difference. I mean, we said we don't know if it's Hannes or it's the boulder, but it can just be that way. A climber can make something look incredibly hard, and then someone else can make it look super easy.
Yeah, I really do think that Hannes just got sucked into some bad beta there by coming down so low on those holds, and it really is maybe not that difficult and definitely within his wheelhouse. He just, sometimes you do get sucked into a method that's a bit harder, and no matter how good you are, it's hard to come out of that.
Absolutely. Well, Daiki goes up once more, looking really solid this time.
Oh, interesting. Gonna bring that right foot in to add a little more height.
Oh, he's really low.
See if he can kind of balance his way up. Wow! Daiki with a top of men's #1.
Seoul, he was 8th, so he's getting closer and closer.
Good time to be really getting good at bouldering.
I know, right? Because the Olympics, of course, is that combined format. So you have to do both boulder and lead. And Toby is one of this new generation who's really excelled at that. Brings his feet through. Oh, kicks it out towards the left.
Ooh, good little save there. Oh, he's just sliding. Bringing himself really low here, which we saw Hannes do, and it not work that well. So we'll see if Toby can find a way around it. It's interesting because it is kind of the right idea, just too low, right?
Yeah, it makes such a difference. A foot.
Yeah. And because now it forces you to take your right foot off the other hold, and then you really have nothing.
Ooh, Toby pings off. Just a bit of a slip at the beginning, but that will count as an attempt. Right, brings the heel back. That's the starting position. You have to start where the green lines indicate. So he's got 3 limbs on one of them and just 1 on the other.
Okay, it kind of looks like now he's going to stay up a little high. Really great adjustment here. Getting some support from the fans since they've seen it done this way. Now he still does have to kind of squat. Nicely done.
Well, he has a minute, so he might have time to fall off the top and quickly go again, but he's really going to have to motor. But he's got plenty of time on this attempt. I think he's probably just going to work his way through it slowly.
Yeah, especially being someone who has excelled at lead. You know, patience is something that lead climbers intuitively have, the ones that are very successful in that discipline. So I agree with you. I think he's going to move pretty slowly through this. So honestly, a second attempt is unlikely.
Yeah, well, he's up to the zone, so he's going to get some points for that. He checks the clock.
Yeah, always nice to have a stable position to check the clock.
bumps up to the second of that half-moon shape.
Looks like he's going to go for that heel option.
Oh, that makes me nervous, but keep an eye on it. Yeah, he's going to change it to a toe, just won't have the height.
Yeah, I think we'll only probably see the taller athletes with that heel, but he really does need to commit.
He's only got 9 seconds. He checks the clock again.
Goodness.
He's going to have to go for it.
No.
Foot bobble. And off.
Oh, there we go. Just a little loss of balance there. See if he chooses. It looks like he's setting up to stay a bit higher. Definitely reading this well. Oh, and as soon as I said that, he started moving lower. He flashed that first slab and also flashed the last one. So he was super efficient. If you're going to only get a couple tops, flashing is definitely what you want to happen. And make it a little more dynamic than it needed to be.
Sean again, yeah.
Nice.
Full commitment on that one.
Yeah, that was good. It's funny because getting into this little Gaston is actually really hard too. It's kind of like wrestly. And you're also fighting these slippery volumes.
Now, no one's had a problem with the middle part of this route. It's just the final move that can catch you out. But he's got time to go twice. So.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna. It'd be interesting to see if he crosses this, or he's gonna just use. Oh, he is. I was gonna say if he crosses through right now, it's a good idea. That little yellow screw on. It just makes it a little more secure.
That's a top for Sean Bailey.
Nice job for Sean Bailey.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Apologies about the technical issues we experienced there. Everything went bang here in the stadium, but we are back. And Tomoa Narasaki, you would have missed him, but he flashed Boulder 1, which is super impressive. Things are all square. So, Sorato back up again. Maybe needs to move just a little bit slower here. Gets the side of his foot pressed in, now turns it in as much rubber as possible.
Really good adjustment there. Now this, he's kind of, for a second he was going to keep going up, but you kind of have to drop down into this little Gaston press thing out left and switch your feet around to keep going up, and then you kind of wedge your body in.
Yeah, good work from Sorato. We know it's a little bit easier through this part, but the last move is hard, so he's got to keep it together. He'll bump out to the zone. And now reaches into the undercling, cupping that.
And we've seen a few of the athletes bring their right foot up a little higher. Now, I think he might be a little taller and maybe not need to do that, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, he's looking for the big rock up, isn't he?
Kind of looks like he's going to go back to that foot.
Ooh, uses the heel, which might leave him a bit low on it.
I'm not sure he realizes maybe the right foot should go there.
And there is the buzzer. All right, Sorato walks towards the wall once more. Needs to be sure of his feet here.
Nicely through that little rock over. Little slip on the right, but good save.
So now into this chimney-like feature, he presses his hips up against the volume.
And we've seen more athletes kind of go with their hips in, but he's choosing to kind of press out a bit more and facing the holds instead of kind of scooting up, which honestly not really sure which method is better. They kind of both look similar in difficulty. See if he makes that adjustment here. Yep, crossing that right foot through first.
Yeah, and he gets confirmation from the crowd, but he is going with the heel. Left hand, right hand.
Nice top there for Sorato.
Well, there is the beginning of Boulder number 2, and it's got a very unique feature. But first of all, let's check out the scores. 4 athletes topping it out. Toby Roberts only could get his own, and Hannes van Duysen had a bit of a bad boulder to start his competition. He'll be disappointed with that, but he'll come back. 3 boulders to go and everything to play for at this stage.
Not the climber, but I mean, that's not the rules. And no offense, like, I love the judges. Thank you for judging.
Yeah, so you've got to be in a controlled position there.
Yeah,
he just
and it
brushed
was quick.
it. Yeah,
and
it was.
I never said anything because I thought, oh, well, he's now done that like 3 times and no judge has said anything. If there's an appeal, 2 minutes is like an automatic time or something. I don't know if that is what it is, but I still feel like he should have more time because he started that way every single time.
Yeah, true. Well,
it's my own personal opinion.
No, it's fair enough. Right, Sorato is up. He's pressing into the wall. I mean, thank goodness it isn't the most physical boulder in the world, but
yeah.
Still.
At the end of the day, him handling this like a pro will only serve him moving forward on the circuit. This is, again, another training, learning, champion building moment for him. So let's watch him send this boulder again.
Absolutely. Well, he's close. Much easier from Sorato. Well, it's funny, we have all that discussion and he sends it straight away. I kind of knew that once he got that beater down, he wasn't going to drop it again.
I do wonder if you could pop that right foot up a little higher. Nice adjustment there by Hannes. And throwing that foot and almost slipping, actually.
Now this mantle, his right foot is on a totally frictionless surface. Look how frightening that looks.
And we've talked a lot about how he is really good on his feet and trusts his feet a lot. And this is a scenario where you're seeing that it's all slippery, and he was not phased for a second. He just continued to move through.
Good stuff. Right, there's just one more awkward move, but it is into a good hold.
Yeah, the end of this boulder is honestly over once you are established on.
Yeah, it's a long way as well from a really low position. Right, launches once more.
Oh, wow. A little less. The swing might be a little more controllable. Nice.
There we go.
Into the hold, actually. Smart.
All right, trust those feet as he stands up. This is the best advert for shoe rubber I've ever seen, this boulder. Daiki gets his left foot up into the corner. There is the option to go face out here. We've now seen two athletes decide to go face in. And we've talked about it a lot. Face out's a little more counterintuitive, and I think also to come out of the face out is extra moves. So I can see most of the athletes probably doing it this way. Yeah, the setter said to me, it is meant to be face out, but I'm not going to say that to you because they won't do it. Oh, look at that from Daiki. Super nice strong. Toe hook for security. Good for separation. And more exciting when someone does flash it. Absolutely, and I'm looking down the list and Tomoa's name shines at me. Oh, wow, interesting approach. So Salt Lake gives him a cheer as we come towards 2 minutes left on this boulder. Look at this launch again. Will he go with one hand? Nah. Two this time. Good adjustment there. Really making the swing not seem that difficult. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? A little change and it all comes together. Well, Toby mantles upwards. He's got to get a bit higher than that. Oh, awkward. He's using that screw hole there to just stabilize himself just a little bit more. Yeah, so this boulder really proving that the jump is probably the most difficult part. Yeah, you have to commit to the stand-up, but definitely capable for all of the men in this field. Yeah, but Toby, big heel, finishes things off nicely, swings into the jump. He ain't going to drop it from there. Good work, Toby. 1 minute, 26 on the clock and the top. Yeah, he definitely is lacking a little height there every time he has attempted so far. He just needs to be a little more explosive from the legs. That looked a little better, but being controlled by the swing, you know, like he kind of floats in the air in that way. Oh, bringing that foot in and jumping off 2 feet on the left-hand start hold was a really good idea. Kind of adding momentum. You actually see Brooke do that a lot too when she climbs, just because she's also on the shorter side. Oh, that is definitely a better method for him. Get underway, just has a long look at it, making sure he gets to the correct part when he jumps. It'd be cool if he could flash his jump. Oh, so close. Reset. Remember, he flashed boulder 1. Much better. Yeah, he kind of got a little bit of a spin the previous attempt, so really nice adjustment there. Not phased at all by the slippery texture on his right foot. Yeah, and now he brings the right hand up, pinching underneath, getting the thumb engaged. Super quick send from Tomoa. Really nicely done. We can go tell him later. Yeah. You can tell him in the interview if he wins. Yeah, if he wins, I'll let him know. Yeah. Right, Sorato, though, will want something to do with that winning of Tomoa. Oh, nice. He has flashed the jump. Now needs to keep it together, pressing into the wall. Ooh. Struggling a little more with the press than we've seen any of the other athletes, but getting into that more stable position now. Yeah, needs
nice hip mobility there.
needs to keep the weight in that right foot. Make sure it doesn't pop. Right hand up, and from here, just goes for a big old swing around the corner. Risky stuff for Sorato, but it works. And that moves him up as well. Temps might start to play a real big difference to who wins this competition now. That's the leaderboard. Sorato just underneath Tomoa Narasaki due to those attempts. Daiki after that. So this could be, at the moment, a Japanese lockout of the top podium. But Toby Roberts is close behind, followed by Hannes van Duysen and Sean Bailey.
Here's a look at that graphic for this number 3 boulder for the men. As you can see, there's lots of dual text everywhere. A fun committing start to this boulder with a toe hook and a jump, and then small screw-ons and just inching your feet away, avoiding dual text as best you can, and then a very dishy finish. And Hannes quickly up, as I would have predicted.
Yeah, no problems from him so far as he treads that fine line between standing on the slippy bit.
Yeah, and this is and what's interesting, right, is because the angle is better if you can stand on the slippery bit. That's why he doesn't want to stand all the way down on the textured part.
Right, Hannes on again. He needs to throw himself up to this side pull feature. Gets it right at the bottom.
And I did feel like this middle section, because there's not a lot of holds, it kind of looked like one of those moments where it's probably going to be harder than it actually looks. And it doesn't look as involved as it is, but
in fact, he hasn't been given the zone yet, which is interesting. He hasn't been using it, so he needs to use it this go, just to guarantee or top out.
He
has it. Maybe it's our
I was
graphic.
Going to say
then.
that doesn't. Yeah, I think it's the graphic.
Okay,
I was like,
we
he
go.
definitely has.
Well, I thought he might
control
have, but
of
I just
it.
kind of looked down.
Yeah.
And went, wait a minute.
I was like, wait, what? That's wrong.
Yeah.
If they haven't given it to him, then somebody should file an appeal.
Yes.
Oh, you can kind of see right now that hold is a bit more slopey than it kind of looks.
So Daiki goes again. Make sure of it that time.
Nice method. So the fact that it took him a few tries to get up there was a little surprising, actually, because this boulder just doesn't actually let up. So we'll have to see if he can unlock the beta. Oh.
One to watch because the pace kind of tends to drop a little bit. But you get slabs like this, which are quite dynamic as well as paddy, and it's super interesting, the movement.
They're very involved, and there's a lot of diversity of movement within the singular boulder itself.
Just gets the toe involved there.
He doesn't want to move that left foot over anymore, but I mean, not to say this isn't possible this way, because I could see a world. Ooh. At your fingertips, it's almost more infuriating that you're not sticking them.
He's got less than a minute. Blows down at the hole to try to get some of the chalk off it. Careful with his feet as he treads on that V of red texture.
Oh no.
Launches. Oh, he almost does. Changes his feet.
Just maybe like 3 or 4 times. Wow, really nice.
Bringing that arm back was a clever move just to balance himself.
Even the zone hold, it's not very much to actually be controlling. It's pretty flat, and sudden movements can make you lose it. So it's all about being super patient and hoping your body falls into the right positions.
Just kind of missed that hold there with the right.
Hey, it's better to call off than to have to send somebody back out.
Absolutely. Now, there's something strange that just happened. Toby just flicked the towel there, which won't count as hitting the ground. And I know this because I've watched another athlete do it. Right, so Toby gets stood up on the zone.
See if he can find that body position he had last time. Looked like it was almost the right unlocking for this setup for the last move. Chooses to keep his foot down this time. Oh, good save.
Uses his elbows there to keep him in.
So the other part is there's that slippery part of the dual texture. So he can't even grab it more if he wanted to because it gets super slippery. Oh my gosh, the patience here, it's amazing.
Yeah. When you know the clock is ticking, hugely pressurized for Toby as he stands up towards the final hold. Well, it's one hand on it, needs two fingertips. He's got the edge.
Incredible.
Brilliant patience, as you said, from him.
Yeah, this could be huge for him since we haven't seen this top jet, and who knows what's going to happen after this. It is proving to be a very difficult.
All right, so Sean getting big support. Right foot up. Better that time. Use that foot to stop the swing.
Also, it was just a little more aggressive, I feel like, with the stand-up, which was also helpful. You definitely can't halfway go for it.
All right, but now, from now on, it's a snail's pace to get this done.
Quick to slow.
Quick to slow, exactly that. Yeah, you have to just tempo change, which is tricky. Might have thrown a few people off that. But he's good on the right hand.
And really necessary for him to do this boulder after not getting the zone on that last boulder. Noticing that it's a slow approach that he needs to do, but just trying to stay in balance and get enough height to get to the top. The cross through. Ooh.
Right, that was Sean's previous attempt. He goes again with a minute 48 on the clock, which is lots of time.
Good amount of time to go and be efficient, but also in case anything happens, he can start over again.
Oh, misses it for the first time. Re-chalks up. That's
that was
confidence.
crazy because when it went away, I was like, oh wait, what just happened?
He's got his thumb involved.
I think he'll want to try to, scoot his right foot up earlier without having to cross, because that just makes it really difficult.
There we go, he made the necessary adjustments. He's a good example. All right, here he goes on the first move. Easy.
So smooth.
Contact strength he has, crazy. It's bang and it sticks.
He's just so good at movement. So it's always really fun to watch. He makes it look so easy.
I think he's going to do slightly smaller foot movements here.
That seems to be the way that works. Now, I do feel like this part is a little less comfortable for him, but he is so good at everything, so I'm sure he'll figure out a way.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to work. I think he knows it, yeah. I hadn't sort of noticed that about him before, but yeah, he just wasn't comfortable in that position, so he's going to reset into the zone. Keeping those heels engaged, totally flat. Much rubber as possible.
Nice. See, much better adjustment. Ooh, little bobble there. Nice save. Wow, still kind of keeps popping off of that. Oh, wow.
That was half a pad on the top.
Oh, my goodness. Woohoo! He just kind of upped the ante and made it a little more exciting by going for it a little bit more dynamically.
Absolutely. Well, Sorato, his teammate, is on. Someone who could be fighting with Tomoa for the top spot come that final boulder. We've got this to come first of all. How will Sorato read this? A bit too fast.
A little fast. And I do think it's something that people prep for a lot, specifically, because it's been such a theme for so long.
Right, Sorato gets stood up. Will he slow down a bit? We saw how slow Sean Bailey went on this.
We haven't really seen that left or right foot being high as a really great method because it kind of pushes your hips out. Have to see if he...
Sorato starts again.
It is nice too because obviously it is a strenuous boulder, but in a way that you can still try it a lot of times and not need to rest too much, which is good because you really need all 4 minutes on a boulder like this because you generally want to be moving a little slower. Wow.
Oh. I mean, he's so much younger than Tomoa, but he seems to learn in a similar kind of way.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, Tomoa Narasaki on the top spot due to attempts, followed by Sorato Anraku, and then Daiki Sano in third. So Japanese top 3 at the moment. Toby Roberts, though, impressive from that man in fourth. Yeah. And then Sean Bailey coming back on the slab, followed by Hannes van Duysen in 6th position. Well, this is our final boulder, and it requires a big old jump at the top. You start low into that nasty-looking crimp, up towards the zone, which is fairly positive, but it's after that where things get hard. That slopey hold, you can't really stop on. You've got to kind of bump up. Can't match it, according to the route setters. Well, they haven't managed to anyway. wonderful light in the stadium, and everyone is psyched to be here as Hannes pulls on for his final boulder of the evening. And the comp. Nasty crimp to test the fingers.
And again.
Super powerful from Hannes.
Now, I do think crossing through would maybe set you up a little better, but we'll see. Now he's going to have to commit to going quick. Nice.
And he hypes the crowd. He hasn't finished it, but I think he thinks he can get it from here, and he can. Showboating at the top. Why not, Hannes?
I mean, why? Yeah, I agree. Why not? Yep. But again, they kind of know that kind of movement. So, ooh.
He's trying to figure it out, get it in his body. Yeah, he's going to be tiring his fingers out. It's such a powerful move.
There we go. It's just about being exactly efficient with that trajectory and 1 little centimeter off. Oh, but
12 seconds. No. Oh, no. Right hand locked in. Goes for the jump with 4 seconds to go.
Great effort by Daiki.
Brilliance on the last year. I'm pretty sure was his first. Right, Toby on.
See if he can nail this on the first go. Definitely will serve him well if he can. Nice and slow and controlled.
I say, really, almost in the air, checked himself there. But this is the hardest move. Let's see what he's got here. He needs to hit it and then immediately move.
It looked like he was wanting to control it. I wonder if he sees it now. Oh.
And he showboats as well.
That's fun.
Easy finish.
Nicely done.
Right, well, let's see where that puts him.
Sean can do this boulder. It'll move him up in the rankings as well. Definitely a boulder that would suit him well. Yeah. A flash here would be big for him.
Yeah, look how positive he's being with these moves. Now slows it down. Oh, he matches it.
I had a feeling if anyone was going to be able to stop on this, it would be Sean Bailey.
Crazy.
This boulder had his name all over it.
Oh my goodness. Awesome from Sean. Finishing it off super quickly. Right, Tomoa underway. Locks to right.
Easily through. Kind of like I was saying earlier, this boulder, everybody knows what they need to do on it. They're all capable of it. As long as you do it fast enough and have enough skin left over, you'll be fine.
Tomoa going up with a different hand there. Made the match, gets it done. There he goes. That's going to be top spot for Tomoa. He's sitting on the edge at the moment. Well, let's enjoy Sorato for a sec. Yeah, silver is the best he can do, which still would be hugely impressive. So, yeah. Sorato, I mean...
A 5th place and a 2nd place in just a few World Cups.
Crazy,
It's one heck of a resume.
It really is already. Locks that arm off. Oh, having trouble bringing the other in. Bumps over.
See if we can see someone else stop on this.
Oh, he goes all the way. Yeah. Right, he goes again. But we do know this boulder takes its toll, so he doesn't want to be doing too many goes on it.
Luckily for him, he's had a pretty efficient round, so he should be a little fresher. Just with the zone, he's jumped into a medaling spot. Oh, a little slip there. He has figured it out. But sometimes you never know.
Up he goes, swings around, matches. Up with one hand, can slow himself down here. Better hand position with the left. Yeah.
Oh, wow, bypassing with the match. Great. I mean, thank you for that, Sorato. Keeping it even more interesting at the end of the round. Exactly. A top for Sorato and putting him into 2nd place, so that will be Sorato.
So Tomoa Narasaki, 4 out of 4. Quick sends from him. Half the amount of attempts from Sorato. He took 12. And Toby Roberts in bronze. Sean Bailey, Daiki, and Hannes van Duysen. Tomoa stepped up, took victory.